What is up, Tooligans? It's your boy 2Times here at Pro Tools Approved. And we're going to see in this video if my beloved XR barrel grip should be replaced by the new kid on the block, the M12 barrel grip. I know we're doing a 20 volt to 12 volt, but it's not one of those tools that you need a lot of power for. You're doing some finesse cutting. So let's see what features they have. If one's more ergonomic than the other, you can control one better than the other to get that detail work done. See if the new M12 fuel could do it. Because if anybody else got tricked into buying that first Milwaukee M12 Jig Saw, Milwaukee owes us some money because that thing was just garbage. I'm so glad they finally came out with another one. Let's go. First things first, thanks for coming back to view another episode here at Pro Tools Approved. Don't forget to smash that like button, ding that notification bell to make sure you don't miss any future videos. Let's do a rundown here of the statistics between the two. You guys see on the channel, I have lots of different tool brands. I'm not particularly a fanboy of one or the other, but I do love this DeWalt barrel style jigsaw. I'll never grab a D handle again. It just is so much easier to control and get those delicate cuts without having to worry about what the tool is going to do. It just kind of sits there until you move it. That's the best way I can explain it. Yes, we are doing a 20 volt versus a 12 volt. But like I said, I don't think that matters in a tool like this. You're not trying to rip through heavy pieces of wood with a circular saw, drill into solid stuff. You know, you're doing delicate cuts with the same blades, same woods. It comes down to which can you control better, which feels better in your hand, what has a better sight line, different features between the two. Let's run them against each other here, and then we'll make some cuts and see if there is a noticeable difference. The DeWalt is a 20 volt. The Milwaukee M12 is a 12 volt. We know that. The DeWalt has 7 speeds. The speed adjust is down here at the bottom of the barrel. It's out of the way. It's nice. You don't really hit it. 1 through 7. The Milwaukee has it right up top here at the back of the head. Now that goes A through 5. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is an automatic. That automatic comes in at a lower speed. It ramps up, and it actually does go back to a lower speed once you've made your cuts. The length of cut on the M12 is 7/8 of an inch. Speed 1 is 800 strokes per minute. Speed 2 is 1200 strokes per minute. Speed 3 is 1800 strokes per minute. Speed 4 is 2500 strokes per minute. Speed 5 is 3000 strokes per minute. That automatic picks up at 1500 RPM to 3000 RPM. So it's like going from 2.5 to 5 on the speed dial. Now the DeWalt, I looked everywhere. I can't find a breakdown of the strokes per minute on the speed dial. It says it's up to 3200 RPM. Speed 7, that's going to be your quickest. I don't know what the breakdown is down to speed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If anybody has that information, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to know personally. And the stroke length on the DeWalt is 1 inch. Again, 7/8 on the Milwaukee. Tool sizes. Hang on there. I'm going to throw some millimeters out there for my friends overseas. The tool length on the DeWalt is 95.25 millimeters, or 3.75 inches. Width on the DeWalt. The length 289 millimeters, 11.38 inches. Height 208 millimeters, 8.19 inches. It weighs 2.16 kilograms, or 4.75 pounds. The Milwaukee width is slightly narrower, 73.7 millimeters at 2.9 inches. The length without the battery, 183 millimeters at 7.2 inches. The height is a bit taller at 226 millimeters or 8.9 inches. It weighs significantly less, 1.5 kilograms or 3.4 pounds versus the 4.75 pounds of the DeWalt tool only. All right, let's go back to some features. They both have an orbital action to the blades. See here on the Milwaukee is 0, 0, nice solid clicks. You can get to this with the glove on. 1, 2, 3, 4. DeWalt, nice solid clicks. Is no numbers, shows a little picture of the blade on there. So we're gonna say 0, 1, 2, 3. Got an extra click out of the Milwaukee. The bevel on the DeWalt is a no tool bevel change. There's a lever here on the back side. You kind of push that forward. You pull out the shoe, and you can bevel to 45 degrees only on each side. Lock that back in. There is a detent on each spot for 45. Now the Milwaukee, there's detents at 15 degrees, 30 degrees, and 45 degrees. I'm sure you can't see that on both sides, but it is not a toolless change. You've got to get an Allen key out, going through the bottom here, and change that. But there is an onboard Allen key underneath the protective plastic shoe cover. I'm not going to pull that out and go through all that stuff. I myself rarely have to cut a bevel with a Jig Saw. So being a toolless bevel change and a tool required bevel change isn't really a factor for me. Now, the shoes on each. The DeWalt shoe is 6 9/16 long, 3 1/8 wide. On the Milwaukee is 6 3/4 long, 2 7/8 inch wide. So the shoe on the DeWalt is just a smidge bigger. There is blade storage. If you take the protective plastic cover off each saw, you can stick 2 blades in between the metal shoe and the plastic cover on each saw. Just keep a blade there if you need it. Now, the blade lever is similar on both of these. Up front, I'll show you here. Put a blade in. Nice action on the Milwaukee. Slide that over. Put your T-shank blade in. The DeWalt is a kind of a bigger lever. You can see that moves the mechanism out, kind of pulls it forward a little bit so you can get that blade in there. Truth be told, I think the Milwaukee's a little finicky getting a blade in there. A couple times putting a blade in, I noticed it wasn't straight. It was cockeyed to the side a little bit. It took me a couple tries to get it in there right. Seems to be going in there. One of those things you have to double check when you put the blade in the Milwaukee. The DeWalt, you can pretty much do it with your eyes closed. Now, the distance between your materials that you're cutting and the bottom of the mechanism that holds the saw blade on the Milwaukee is 1.5 inches. So from top down to your material, you've got 1.5 inches of blade. On the DeWalt, it's 1 inch. So basically, you could wear the saw out. You know, they're going to wear the blades in different spots. Given a 1 inch stroke length on the DeWalt, 7/8 of an inch stroke length on the Milwaukee, 1.5 inches, 1 inch. You know, one of those little things somebody might be looking for. They both have LED lights. The DeWalt LED light is tucked in way up underneath this cover. You can't really see it under there. I guess if I turn it on real quick. There we go. That's up underneath the blade change cover out of the way. The Milwaukee is right up front here. And for some reason, included an on-off button for that. I don't know why. Maybe, you know, light's too bright for some folks. You got me. I think they just slapped it on there to say, hey, we can put a button on there. Let's do it. They both have a dust blower, but they're different, of course. The DeWalt dust blower is way down inside here. You can see this little slot, my fingertips touching. That's a dust blower. That's where the air comes in to keep your cutting surface clean. It's on all the time. The Milwaukee decided to say, well, let's add a switch to ours. We can turn it on, we can turn it off. Turn it on, turn it off. Good solid switch, good mechanical switch. I don't know why you wouldn't want your dust blower on. You know, want a clean line of sight cutting. Another one of those, just because you can doesn't mean you should. They both come with splinter guards that attach into the shoes, the clear little plastic pieces. They lock in fairly tight-ish to either one. You tossing the saw around, they're going to get knocked out. So you got to be careful with that. The DeWalt does not come with a vacuum attachment or shroud. It can be purchased separately. The Milwaukee does come with a dust attachment. One of these goofy suckers here. You pop down the hole, and it comes with a plastic shroud that you put around this entire front area here. It should be on my desk, but it's already gotten lost. So use your imagination. They both will take a fence. They have little slots both cut up front for them. The Milwaukee, of course, has the fuel gauge because it's the M12. Right there on the side, give you your battery power. Ergonomics of both. The DeWalt I'm used to. My only complaint really is grabbing this up against the head. The on-off switch is there under my thumb. It's in the area. I don't mind that. But on the back side, I'm hitting this lever for the bevel change. It just kind of seems to be in an odd spot back there. There's more shape to the head of the DeWalt here. Got a little grip. If you're operating it from the top position up here, it's nicer. It's a little bit bigger than the Milwaukee. I really like the little detenty grip up there. The Milwaukee is real nice around the barrel. You can actually get your fingers underneath of it all the way around. With the DeWalt, so you can't, because of the body down here where the shoe attaches comes down in a much larger position than the Milwaukee. The little head up here is nice, big rubber overmold. I don't think that the speed button is going to get in the way up top. If you're moving the saw around, holding it from an upper position, I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. It feels really good. There's a nice little hump here in the back. I mean, it just feels great in the hand. This is one time that I will say that Milwaukee Ergonomics win over DeWalt Ergonomics, and that's big for Milwaukee, because DeWalt, their ergonomics are just, I feel like they're built for my hands. So the skinniest point in the body of the DeWalt is about 2.5 inches. The skinniest point in the body, the barrel of the Milwaukee, is about 2 inches. The head length of the DeWalt is about 2.5 by 2.5. The head size of the Milwaukee is about 2.25 by 2.75. And other than that, that's about what we've got between the two. Let's cut a couple pieces of ply, a little bit of thin birch plywood. I think I have some poplar, and we'll cut a little bit of oak. Let's see how they do. The DeWalt with 1-inch stroke length, 20 volt, and 3,200 RPM should pull away from the Milwaukee with 7/8 stroke length, maximum 3,000 RPM, and 12 volt if it were a speed contest. But it's not. We're going to see how it handles cutting some intricate shapes here and let you know what I think about them. Hopefully it helps you guys make the right choice of purchasing one over the other, or if you already have the DeWalt like everybody does, do you need to add the Milwaukee to your collection? All right, let's go cut something. Alrighty, as I had mentioned, we're going to be doing some cutting with Spider jigsaw blades. Got a fresh pack here. Love these blades. They cut so clean, and there's so many different options in the packs. 10-pack multi-pack is nice. The wood pack, the metal pack, the mixed pack. Spider blades are where it's at. Alrighty, we're going to be cutting today using some fresh Spider jigsaw blades. Love these blades. Got the multi-material pack, a wood pack, a metal pack. They're sharp, they're accurate, they last forever. Spider blades is where it's at. Going to start here with the Spider CRV fast straight cut for wood. We have the same, a brand new blade, same type in each saw. Now here we are. Let's start with the DeWalt. Going to be making a first pass with 0 orbital action in the highest speed. We're just going to cut a line or two out of this birch ply, and then we'll move on to some others. Super clean cut on the bottom. Got some tear out up top, but we expected that. I don't have the splinter guard in there. The bottom, beautiful. The top, we've got some tear out. So just know when you're cutting ply like this, you want your finished side on the bottom where your cuts are being made. Here's the first cut here up top. See a little rougher here. Nice and super smooth on the bottom. Let's move on and do 2 with the Milwaukee. The thing, we're going to have this in 0 orbital action in speed 5. Alright, well, that's the piece that came off. That's quite a bit cleaner up top. And the DeWalt gets some tear out here on the end. Bottom looks nice. It's the first cut off, yeah. So you got your standard tear out that you expect with the plywood here. Alright, now let's make some cuts with full-on orbital action. Tighten this up real quick. I said, what in the... I don't know why this... Technical difficulties here. Alright, there we go. Sometimes my little doodad clamp there gets a little stuck up. So let's go to full orbital, full speed on the 5, full Orbital. Of course, you know, a battery there. We're down to 3 already after 2 cuts. I do have just a little 2.5 high output in there. Woo! Whew, man, she rips right through that. Rips right through that. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that tore it up really good. That orbital action will do that on the plywood. We'll see how that operates on some solid wood. Because we said we would, let's do the DeWalt full Orbital, high speed, and we're still full battery. You can see with both saws just how it wants to right through that wood, right through. But whoo, she does some damage. Make sure you're not using that Orbital on any kind of plywood. Definitely not on any metal. We're going to swap the blades there. The straight, clean cut wood. Brand new blade in each one. All right, let's do a little cut here. We'll start with the Milwaukee in some 3/4 inch oak. Let's take that back to 0 Orbital, full speed, and let's see where our battery's at. We're 3 out of 4, so we're good. Super smooth, super clean cutting, no problems. I only have the one piece of scrap, so I'm going to try to make this last as long as I can. Let's go for a full-on orbital cut next to it. Wow, she's got power. Lots of power to rip through that, but you can see how that's tearing that up with the Orbital. You need a nice, clean cut. Don't do it. Orbital's for speed. Let's try it in the middle there. Woo. And number 2. Still quite a bit of tear out. Let's bring it back to 0. That is a real nice, clean cut. Looks good. That's what you want to do there when you're cutting nice hardwood. Slide over to the DeWalt. Same blade. We are in 0 Orbital, high speed. And we know what the performance is we'll get with this. We'll just make a single cut. Well, now, I've got a little bit of tear out there. Got a little bit of tear out. We are in 0 Orbital, a fresh brand new blade. There's definitely some tear out there. Shocking. Maybe it's a bad blade here. Nope, I thought I was moving too fast. Wanted to slow it down, but we're still getting that tear out. Let's follow up behind it here with the Milwaukee. Nope, the Milwaukee's clean. Clean cut on the Milwaukee. So maybe I've got a bad blade in the DeWalt. Alrighty, let's try, as I'm saying, the cuts that matter with the jig saws. Let's make some goofy shapes and stuff. Now, here are two blades I'm not using right now, but I wanted to point out real quick in the Spider lineup. You have the two-sided extreme curve cut for wood or laminate. So you've got the on this side and on the back side, the same 4-inch Spider multi-surface blade. I believe they're both the same. These things are amazing for really tight scrolling cuts and cutting on laminate when you can't have any chip out or tear out. They work fantastic. We're going to be doing some curve cutting right here with the fast cut curve for wood. All right, here we go. Pop this into the Milwaukee. As I was saying earlier in the video, with the Milwaukee, you have to make sure that this is all the way over. It's got some tension behind it. Make sure it's all the way over, or when you're putting that T-shank in there, it's not going to be straight. It's going to be to the side. I've already done it once or twice on myself. I wish the tension on the blade holder wasn't so tight. I mean, you've really got to crank that over. That's nitpicking, but hey, you're changing blades a lot. You're going to make that mistake. Let's turn on our dust blower there. See if that makes a difference. Hey, there we go. Come here. Come here. Come on. I'll send that to Joe. He'll figure out something to do with it. Let's cut with the DeWalt. That was with zero orbital action. Just take this off here. Whoopsie! Got a little too out of the way there. Running out of room. You can tell the speed difference and the blade difference cutting. It may be, I think it's 500 strokes different, or no, maybe it's 200 strokes difference. Maybe it's the stroke length of an inch stroke length on the DeWalt 7/8 on the Milwaukee. You can definitely tell the difference between the two. Not that the Milwaukee's bad in any way. Wow, I really sorry I had the camera off there. That was terrible. Um, Saying you can really tell the difference between the two. Might be the stroke length, might be the lower strokes per minute. I don't know. Power to 20 volt, 12 volt. It is noticeable between the two. Not that the Milwaukee's bad. Don't take me as saying that the Milwaukee's bad. Um, it's just you can feel that the DeWalt pushes through easier. It turns easier. It's more controllable than the Milwaukee. It's kind of like you're following somebody on the sidewalk and they're right in front of you, and you're just yeah, get out of my damn way. And that's what it's like with the Milwaukee. With the DeWalt, you got open street in front of you, and you're just going. You know, it's just something's kind of held back with the Milwaukee. Let's make some more cuts and make some more mess. All right, I'm keeping the same fast curve blade in there for both. I'm going to cut this out of birch ply with orbital action off. Do some cuts with the Milwaukee, do some cuts with the DeWalt. Now, the sight line on both is really good. You're not struggling to see the blade and your sight line on the DeWalt. You're not struggling to see the blade and the sight line on the Milwaukee. They both nailed that. That's awesome. So hopefully it was able to help you guys out a little bit to see if you need the choice of which one to get. Most of us already own a DeWalt barrel. It's been out for 2 years now. Now that the Milwaukee's out, do you want to add it to your collection? Well, I know you want to add it to your collection, but do you need to add it to your collection? Will it replace the DeWalt? Let me know in the comments what you're planning to do with the Milwaukee M12 fuel barrel jigsaw. Stay tuned to the next episode. Go out and get yourself one.